The most expensive divorces in history. Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott. Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world with a net worth of over $188 billion. Besides his hefty profits, the Amazon mogul is also known for his high-profile divorce, the most expensive one of all time. Bezos met Mackenzie Scott when she was working as his assistant in D.E. Shaw in 1992. After dating for several months, the two got married in 1993 and moved to Seattle in 1994. They welcomed 4 children and had a happy marriage until they announced their split in April 2019. This was followed by one of the most famous divorce proceedings, after which Mackenzie became a multi-billionaire. She received a 4% stake in Amazon, which skyrocketed to as high as $68 billion. Mackenzie remarried in 2021 and has announced to give away at least half of her fortune. Alec and Jocelyn Wildenstein. Alec Wildenstein was an American businessman, art dealer, racehorse owner, and breeder. Before Jeff Bezos' hefty settlement, it was Alec and his wife Jocelyn's divorce that grabbed many eyeballs for the sheer numbers. Alec met Jocelyn Perisic when she was a guest at Old Yogi Ranch. The two married in 1978, and had a daughter Diane, followed by a son, Alec Jr. In 1997, Jocelyn made a sensational claim that she had caught her husband cheating and the two headed for a long-drawn divorce. The settlement arrived at Jocelyn receiving $2.5 billion, and $100 million each year for 13 years. As Jocelyn had become famous, rather, infamous for her cosmetic surgeries, she could not use the divorce funds for more cosmetic surgery. This was an order. Rupert Murdoch and Anna Maria Mann. American media tycoon Rupert Murdoch met Anna Maria Mann, a Scottish journalist, in the 1960s. They got married in 1967 and were together for nearly 32 years before they parted ways. They divorced in June 1999 and their proceedings received wide media coverage. Finally, Anna Murdoch received a settlement of $1.2 billion in assets and $110 million in cash. Bernie and Slavica Ecclestone. Bernie Ecclestone is a British business magnate and the former chief executive of the Formula One Group. He had a 17-year-long relationship with Duan Artan, which ended in 1984 when his girlfriend Slavica Rodic became pregnant. He was then married to Slavica in 1985, and their marriage lasted 23 years until 2009. At the time, their divorce settlement was dubbed as one of the most expensive ones in history. According to various reports, the amount ranged between $1 billion to $1.2 billion. Harold Hamm and Sue Ann Arnold. Harold Glenn Hamm is an American entrepreneur who is primarily involved in the oil and gas business. His net worth is estimated to be over $5.23 billion. He was earlier married to Judith, whom he divorced in 1987. Later, in 1988, Harold married Sue Arnold, an economist and lawyer, with whom he had 2 daughters, Jane and Hillary. But even this marriage ended when Sue filed for a divorce in 2012. The settlement amount of their divorce became a much hyped topic for the media outlets. In 2015, it was reported that Sue Ann received a check for $975 million, which she promptly encashed. Adnan and Soraya Khashoggi. Adnan Khashoggi was a Saudi businessman, who became a famous topic for media thanks to his extravagant lifestyle. Throughout his life, Khashoggi was married 3 times. He married Soraya Khashoggi in 1961, but the marriage ended when they filed for a divorce in 1974. In 1979, Soraya sued him for a settlement amount to the tune of a whopping $2.54 billion. Ultimately, the ex-couple came to a settlement in which Soraya was reportedly given a whopping $874 million. Once a man with a net worth of over $4 billion, Khashoggi lost his billionaire status in 2007 and passed away in 2017.